October 17th, 1989. It was a balmy fall afternoon in San Francisco. People heading home from work. Kids playing after-school sports. And 62,000 lucky fans gathered at Candlestick Park to watch the third game of the World Series.
The Battle of the Bay continues. Game 3 of the 1989 World Series, the Oakland Athletics against the San Francisco Giants. I'm Al Michaels.
But in a split second, the calm turned into chaos. It was an earthquake, the biggest in 75 years, violently shaking the earth underfoot.
So the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we have an
Because of its geographic location, San Francisco has a long history of earthquakes, but nothing had prepared residents for a quake like this one. Forces deep underground sent out a burst of energy powerful enough to topple more than 2,000 buildings.
I looked down and the crack just suddenly opened up, and it just was so quick. It was just like a rifle shot. It just, boom, it was open.
In just 20 seconds, it was all over. But the awesome destructive power of the earthquake left devastation across much of the San Francisco Bay Area.
What do you think causes earthquakes? As you watch the following segment, think about why the San Francisco Bay Area is so prone to earthquakes.
In less than a minute, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake changed the face of San Francisco and the lives of all who lived there. The quake killed 63 people and cost the city $6 billion.
Show! Go home! We've had serious problems, obviously. Go home and secure your residence. Shut off the gas, shut off electricity, store water, prepare for aftershocks, prepare for 3 days of no services.
San Francisco is one of the most earthquake-prone cities in the world because of the ground it's built on. It sits on the edge of the San Andreas Fault, a 1,200-kilometer gash in the ground that marks the boundary between two tectonic plates, or sections of the Earth's crust. These plates are in slow but constant motion. The San Andreas is a strike-slip fault, meaning the plates are moving in opposite directions. When the plates get stuck, the energy builds up. At a critical point, the plates lurch past each other, releasing energy and causing seismic waves. We feel those seismic waves as an earthquake. The focus of the San Francisco earthquake was 96 kilometers away and 18 kilometers underground. But as the seismic waves traveled through the ground in all directions, they shook the earth as far as 350 kilometers away. In just moments, the seismic waves reached San Francisco. The primary waves, or P waves, which travel faster through the ground, arrive first, causing the initial jolt. Then the secondary waves, or S waves, arrive, causing the ground to sway and rumble. It is these sheer S waves, with their side-to-side and up-and-down motions, that destabilize the ground enough to topple buildings, destroy roads and bridges, and ultimately cause the most damage. After the quake, parts of the city were unrecognizable. Buildings rested on top of cars. Homes lay in ruins. Burst gas lines fueled raging fires. And broken water mains flooded the streets. The Oakland Bridge across the bay was badly damaged, and on the Oakland side, the upper level of a double-decker highway collapsed on top of the lower level, trapping people below.
It's absolutely unbelievable. people scrambling, people running up to the fire engine just in amazement of what had occurred, and please help, there are people trapped.
Some of the worst damage in San Francisco was in the fashionable Marina District. Here, the homes were built on land dredged from San Francisco Bay. Unstable ground even under normal circumstances, but especially dangerous during an earthquake. It's called liquefaction. During the earthquake, the S waves caused the earth under these buildings to shake so violently that it turned into quicksand. These homes didn't stand a chance. In the 20th century alone, earthquakes killed more than 2 million people. In the thousands of years that people have been trying without success to predict earthquakes, we still don't know when and where the next one will hit. But one thing is almost certain. Each year, somewhere on Earth, a massive earthquake will strike a populated area and cause extensive damage and loss of life. Since scientists can't stop quakes or even predict them, they're working on ways to help people survive them. The best way to do that is to keep structures intact. In San Francisco, work has already begun on shoring up all the buildings and bridges in the area. The fancy name for this process is seismic retrofitting. The key to seismic retrofitting is to make structures stronger while still allowing them to move. Movement is vital for a structure's survival because during an earthquake, when seismic waves hit, it must be able to absorb the impact of the shaking ground. These days, engineers rely on computers to figure out how much movement is necessary for the safety of different structures. High-tech systems show engineers where failures might occur and help them design against disaster. Because the Bay Bridge sustained such extensive damage in the 1989 quake, San Francisco's bridges were an obvious place to start. On these bridges, rivets are being replaced by high-strength bolts. Steel plates are being added to the towers. And the bases of many bridges are getting additional support. Engineers hope their earthquake-proofing efforts will ultimately save lives.